I'm a fan of California. I can't lie. I'm a fan of California. Not the liberal parts, because there's a lot of conservative parts, not the politicians, not Karen Bass, the Los Angeles mayor, um, not Gavin Newsom. But we have to identify the trash culture that's in places. And then we have to speak a little bit differently about our personal experiences, because I realize, and I have to bring myself to the front of the congregation. I realize that I can't just put every single thing into one basket. I can identify the trash culture and politicians in California, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the entire state is bad, because I was hanging out in California. I'm going back over to California on Wednesday. It is a phenomenal place to be. Man, listen. They ruined the state, but the weather, that coastline is different. It just hit different. So this is the conclusion that I came to, guys. And I'm gonna share the story shortly. Now, y'all tell me about this idea. Because one thing that I was at a dilemma about, in the time that we usually here in Michigan decide that we want to go and be snowbirds, is usually during the winter time. Either we'll head down to Miami because hurricane season is over in October, November, and then we'll stay throughout the winter. That's what happens when usually people retire. They snowbird down to Miami, but we love Michigan spring, summer, and fall. I love Michigan spring, summer, and fall. I'm never gonna not be in Michigan. I'm out here in Vegas right now. I'm not even gonna be outside. I'm gonna be going through the casinos. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that most of the casinos is attached. I'm gonna be through the casinos unless I have to leave off of the strip, because it's 100 degrees out here. Who want to live in a place where the summer is 100 degrees? Sometimes it'd be 110, 114. I love Vegas. I love Vegas, but it be 110 degrees out here sometimes. And even though there's no humidity, who wants to be out here in 110 degrees? It ain't nothing sweet about 110 degrees. Now, we can deal with it. We cool with it. It's better than the snow. But 110, that Arizona heat is something different. The Arizona heat is something different. So I love California, because California is summertime Detroit weather wise all year round for the most part. In Southern California, the San Diego area, the Newport Beach area, man, you talking about low in the 60s, high in the 80s all year round. You can't you can't beat. Listen, we could say a lot of things about California. The weather is not one of them. It is the most perfect place weather wise. From a year round perspective, you can pick places that's better than it in the wintertime or places that's better than it in other times. Year round, it is perfect all year round. And that is the one thing that is holding it back, because they believe that they can just absolutely destroy everything and get away with anything that they want to get away liberal wise, because they got good weather and people going to stick around because of good weather. I know about the In-N-Out Burger lady that's leaving. I know about the In-N-Out Burger lady that's leaving. So here's my dilemma before I get into the story. So this is what I think I'm gonna do, because y'all know I got season tickets. There's a lot of things that I like to be back home for, especially in the wintertime. I don't want to just spend the entire winter in any place. So what I think I'm gonna do is maybe you do 1 week on, 1 week off. You kind of plan it to where the weeks of the games that you don't want to go to, you know what I'm saying, you can give those away to your friends and families, or to some corporate person or whatever, or to some business partner that you're trying to swoon. Um, Luciani Jane says, Anton, you too wishy-washy. You never liked Cali. No, I don't like California politics. I still don't like California politics. I still don't fuck with Los Angeles. I mean, I still don't mess with Los Angeles. No, no, no. I am very consistent. I don't like Karen Bass. I don't like Gavin Newsom. I don't like the liberal policies. I don't like You can steal up to $1,000 and still get away with it. I don't like Skid Row. I've been there multiple different times, but I absolutely love the weather. And for people that have resources to be able to get out the way and don't have to live on Skid Row, it is a paradise. And I still don't like y'all taxes. For some reason, y'all are under the impression that you have to like everything about a place or you have to dislike everything about a place and that you can't be objective and separate the different issues that you don't care for. I love Detroit. Detroit is historically a blue voting city. I love the transformation of the city. I don't like the politics that's inside of Detroit. I see people that came into the chat and they said, yo, Anton, what do you think about the mayoral race? I won't answer it. I won't answer it. So y'all have to be able to separate the two. And if you can compartmentalize your life, then you're able to be a much more effective human being. You cannot necessarily like your job or like the company that you work for, but you can love the compensation and the package that go along with it. And so you're enduring. You learn how to compartmentalize. All right, listen, I got to do what I got to do it so I can do what I want to do. But you don't have to love all of anything. I don't even love all of anybody. My own family members, I'll be like, you're a little different. But I love Thanksgiving dinner and I love making sure that they're taken care of. So you're going to have to learn how to compartmentalize. There are good things and bad things about every single city, every single state. I love the weather inside of California. I hate the politics and the taxes in California. Do you understand it now? Let me show you something else that I don't like about California. I'll show you exactly why I say what I say. This is another thing I don't like about California. I don't like y'all gun laws.
Story we're tracking for you. Would-be thieves armed with hammers try to smash their way inside a jewelry store in Anaheim.
But they didn't get very far. KCAL News reporter Lauren Posen has the security video that shows the store owner fighting back.
This business is locked down. There's a double door entry and bulletproof glass. Now, the thieves were able to get into that first door you see there, but that's as far as they got. It's chaos in the parking lot of Alameda Jewelry in Anaheim. A group of robbers jump out of their cars, some armed with large hammers, and start smashing the glass.
Is this something that you love about California since you lived there, baby girl? Because I would like to believe that anybody that loves California, lives in California, don't like the fact that this type of stuff takes place and plays out in California. I would like to imagine that you're objective enough to say, you know what, 20 people jumping out of stolen vehicles in the middle of the daytime with sledgehammers trying to beat open the doors and rob a jewelry store probably is something that I think needs to change inside of California. No? Or do you like it all? Oh, you able to compartmentalize and say, this is what I don't like, and this is what I do like, and this is why we need to do things differently, but I love living here because the weather is awesome. Okay, so now you do understand what I'm saying, right?
As trying to break in. Inside, the owner and his employees were just going about their day. He asked us not to show his face, but he did tell us what happened next.
And second, I heard the ladies, the girls work with me, the employee. She do very high noise. What? I don't know what's going on.
And another angle from the store's security cameras. The first door shatters, glass flying everywhere. Only one door left between the burglars and the showroom. That's when the owner bolts from the back and grabs his gun.
I think for one thing, to protect my business and my employer, I have to shoot. I do one shot to scare first.
It worked. The group panicked, scattered, and scrambled back into their cars before speeding off. A bullet hole is still etched in the glass beside the door, a lasting reminder of how close they came. The owner says he's put serious security measures in place, and he believes that's exactly why the thieves didn't make it inside.
36 years job with my family to do this business.
This business isn't the first one robbers have targeted, but it is the first where a store owner has fought back. First one robbers have targeted, but it is the first.
Look at all of those people out there. Look at them. Pay attention to them. Look at all of those people out there. Look at all of those people. It had to be at least 20 to 25 people that are out there. The cars that they are jumping out of are Mercedes, Alfa Romeos, which means that those are stolen vehicles. It's a strong possibility that every last one of these dudes, had they got caught, would probably be back out on the street within 2 weeks. The laws and the culture have to change. And more importantly, the store owners and the people should not be subjected to this. The In-N-Out CEO, the woman, I did a review video on it. It's going to probably be releasing sometime this afternoon. She said, they've been in California and Irvine and stuff. She said it is a hard place to raise a family. It is a difficult place to do business. Look at these people. And you know what the worst part about our culture is that we'll sit there and question whether or not the store owner should have been able to pull out his gun and defend himself. We question whether or not homeowners should be able to defend themselves against people that are breaking into their homes, breaking into their garages, breaking into their cars. There used to be a time in culture and society, and maybe this was just the 90s, maybe it was in Detroit before we had social media, that people were scared to rob certain places. People were scared to rob jewelry stores. People were scared. Bro, there's no way on God's green earth that at any point you would have been able to come into a jewelry store with a hammer, with sledgehammers, and beat open the jewelry doors and then take all of the stuff. You was going to be an outline in chalk. That was how it used to be in culture. People didn't do certain things because they understood that it was going to be deadly consequences that went along with it. You was 100% sure that something was going to happen. It wasn't even a conversation. It wasn't even a question. Now we live in a culture and a society where we are punishing people for defending their businesses, for defending their homes, for defending their properties, and we're rewarding the suspects. We're rewarding the criminals. We're rewarding the thugs, and they're walking out in droves and they doing all of this nonsense. I come from a culture where everybody, literally everybody, had a pistol inside of their house. Probably a shotgun. Everybody had one inside of your crib. Legal, illegal, it was inside of your crib. And if somebody came in, then it was a strong, or if you came home and somebody was in your crib, it was a good chance somebody is going to end up in a chalk outline, or somebody is going to have a trail of blood. That's how my cousin got killed. I told y'all about it. I said that my uncle was a lawyer, and he used to stay with us, and he was 2 years older than me, 2 or 3 years older than me. And my mom and my whatever raised him. He was staying with us over the summers a lot of times, and even during the school year a lot of times. And he went out to California. I told y'all this before. And he was out there in the streets. He came back with all of this stuff on or whatever, like, yeah, I'm doing good. Everything is good. We knew he was in the streets. He went back out there to California. He ran away from home. He was out there in the streets with them dudes. He broke into the wrong crib, and he tried to fire off on the wrong cop. And they put something in him. Now, I could sit here and say, oh, but that's my cousin. No, he got exactly what he came for. He got exactly what he came for. He went out there, he took a chance, and he came up snake eyes. His eyes was literally snake eyes. And that was years ago. I was young. That was 20-something years ago. I was in my teens by the time he died, I think, like that, or my early, about to go into my teens. And it was just a learning lesson. It was like, yo, mess around and find out. Mess around and find out.
Where a store owner has fought back. In June, burglars made off with a staggering $1.5 million in gold and diamonds after using power tools to cut through the roof and safes of a family-owned jewelry store in El Monte. In Encino, another crew used a blowtorch to slice through the wall at an Encino jewelry mart, stealing from 5 different jewelers. And just a month earlier, in May, 2 separate crews hit stores in Glendale and Simi Valley, breaking in through the roof and ransacking the businesses. Back in Anaheim, the store owner says enough is enough.
I hope so to the government to see what's going on in California from the north to the south. You have to give at least the ownership, the business, some protects or some easy to carry the guns or arm to defend herself.
No business owner should be subjected to this nonsense, honestly. And again, this is the reason why I say that I love California. I love the weather. I don't love the policies. I don't like the protection of criminals. I don't like how people keep making excuses why people should be able to do stuff like this. And I think that people should be able to protect their businesses and protect their homes.